Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the second tutorial of the semester. The tradition is that we do this long tutorial or problem solving session once before the midterm as a preparation for the midterm exam, and once before the final as a good preparation for the final exam. We will start with solving the midterm for you. So this will serve two purposes. You will know the midterm solution and you can compare your solution against this one. And of course, if you do this as a practice, as a tutorial, as a problem solving session, then the solution of these problems will help you in a better understanding and preparation for the final. Question 1 was of course the multiple choice questions. So the first question is, dash can be a surface improvement process, right? Heat treatment, painting, carbonitriding. So if you know surface properties can be improved by heat treatment, the surface can be hardened by it. Painting is directly a surface process, and carbonitriding, introducing carbon gas or nitrogen gas or a combination of the gas to increase the hardness of the surface. So all of these three are surface improvement processes. All of these is the correct answer. Pressing and sintering are part of dash processes: particulate, shaping, solidification, deformation. Shaping process means bulk deformation like extrusion forging. This is not that. Solidification means melting and solidifying like casting. It is not that. Deformation is also like shaping process, direct deformation. So pressing and sintering are done when we have powder form of a metal or a polymer and so on. So this is particulate processing. Particulate processing. Molds in die casting are made from what? Tool steel, mold steel, maraging steel. So if you had gone through that part where we are asking that the molds in the die casting. So tool steel is one category which is used, mold steel is another category which is used, and maraging steel. So all of these is again the answer. These are very high quality specialty steels having very high strength and very high hardness, and they can go to a very good surface finish and so on. So all of these. Misrun is a casting defect which occurs due to this. Now this of course is part of the read yourself exercises, right? The defects in casting we left for you, but I made detailed slides for you. Insufficient fluidity of the molten metal, very high pouring temperature of the metal, absorption of gases by liquid metal, improper alignment of mold flasks. These are all reasons for different types of defects in casting. But insufficient fluidity of molten metal. Molten metal does not have a good viscosity, lower viscosity. If the viscosity is high, it cannot flow very easily. So there should be a low level of viscosity which is required, and that can be of course had because of viscosity of the metal, because of pouring temperature and all of those. But the reason is that the metal was not flowing very easily. So when the metal is not flowing very easily, when the fluidity of the metal is insufficient, then the defect is called a misrun. Random surface irregularity such as scratch, crack, etc. on the surface is called flaw, waviness, lay, roughness. Roughness is a general term for any of these, so that is not true. Waviness is waves, lay is the direction of the waves and so on. So these are individual flaws. Any one point, there is a scratch at one point, there is a crack at one point. This is not continuous. So it is not waviness, it is not lay, it is called a flaw. Flaw is a general name for any individual flaw or crack or so on the surface, right? So this is called a flaw. Best surface finish can be obtained through which process? lapping, rough turning, turning, grinding. Rough turning, of course, very bad surface finish. Normal turning also reasonably good surface finish, but not best. Grinding, yes, very good surface finish. But there is an operation called lapping, which is even finer than grinding. It is like a very fine polishing type of operation, even more good surface finish than grinding. So lapping is your answer. Let us now move to question 2, which is the true-false type of question. First one, when the whole factory consists of CNC machines and robots, the environment is known as flexible manufacturing system. Right? You see, CNC machines means automation. Robots means even better automation, and moving from one place to the other and welding also can be done by robots. So if the whole machine has a whole factory has CNC machines and robots, yes, it is a flexible manufacturing system. So your response is true. Very large parts can be easily made on a milling machine. You have been to the workshop many times. You know that the milling machine has a very limited size. So any size which is larger than the table of the milling machine you cannot do. So very large parts cannot be easily made on a milling machine. The answer is false. Next one. Hardness of green sand mold increases with increase in permeability. What do you think? Permeability means that there are holes, right? There are small pores and holes from where gases can escape. So for escaping of gases, it is good. But any structure which has a lot of holes inside, will it have a good hardness? No. So hardness definitely does not increase with permeability. So your answer is false. Next one. In sand casting, volume to area ratio of the riser should be more than volume to area ratio of the casting itself. What do you think? Yes or no? Volume to area ratio gives you what? The solidification time, isn't it? The solidification time. So the casting should solidify earlier and the riser should solidify later, isn't it? If the casting has not solidified, right, and so on. So the solidification is the important thing. So your answer is true. Volume to area ratio of the riser should be more than volume to area ratio of the casting, because time to solidify for the riser, which is in direct proportion to V by A, should be more for the riser. Arithmetic average is a good measure of surface roughness. Again, what do you think? Arithmetic average is, you see, the surface is there, some roughnesses are above it and some are below it because they are, right, scratch and so on. So whenever a roughness is above the mean, it is plus. Whenever a roughness is below the actual surface line, it is minus. If you directly add these plus minus, there are lots of roughnesses, but the result may be a very small number or even zero. So this arithmetic average is definitely a very bad system. If you square them, plus is a squared, minus is a squared. So now there is no plus minus to cancel out. So then there is root mean square, right? Root mean square. That is the good one. Arithmetic average is a bad measure. So the answer is false. Inspection of qualitative characteristics. Qualitative, not quantitative. Quantitative can be measured. Qualitative characteristics such as machining defects, welding defects, dents, etc. come under the method of attributes, right? So if you remember, when you do inspection and measurement and so on, things that you can measure are measurable, but things that you cannot measurable are attributes. So this definitely is true. This definitely is true. Okay, so let us now move ahead. We go to question 3. Question 3A. What are some of the limitations or disadvantages of casting? casting is a very good manufacturing process and a very proper and very popular manufacturing process around the world. But what are the limitations or disadvantages of casting? So even if you do not remember, but if you have learnt about casting, you can think limitations on mechanical strength properties. Limitations on mechanical strength properties, because you will melt a metal and you will solidify it. So whenever you melt and solidify, you get a certain grain size, and the cooling rate and the temperatures and other things will change it, will change the grain sizes. So unless you control the formation of the grain size according to what you want, the mechanical properties and strength properties may not be what you exactly want, and you may have to do later processes to improve it. So this is one thing. Limitations on mechanical strength properties. Porosity, right? You can try to design things very well, you can try to make the mold very good, but still while solidifying there can be small air bubbles and so on inside, and if they are, then porosity is there, and if small pores or small holes are there inside the final metal, then it is not good quality. Poor dimensional accuracy, right? You know that in normal casting, all normal casting, sand casting and so on, the surface is rough. The surface can be as good as the grain size, right? And later on you will have to do surface finishing. Of course, in some very high quality die casting and so on, dimensional accuracy can be there, right? So the surface and the dimensions are poor in general casting. Safety hazards due to handling of hot metals. So this is of course big. You have to melt, and you have to melt at a much higher temperature than the melting, because you need to have superheat and you have to transfer the molten metal from the furnace to this. So lots of safety hazards. And environmental problems. When things are burning and melting at such a high temperature, then lots of toxic gases and poisonous gases and other things are there. So environmental hazards are also there, right? So these are some of the limitations or disadvantages of casting. If you mentioned all of this in your answer, then it is great, right? If you get 100% answer, but maybe you could think of some of them, maybe you could not. Question 3b. Give two examples of engineering situations each in which waviness of a surface would be desirable and undesirable. You see, normally waviness is a defect, isn't it? The surface should be smooth, should be flat. If there is a wave pattern on the surface, then it is definitely bad, right? But in certain cases it is desirable. It is desirable. Aesthetic reasons. Aesthetic means beauty. You see, if you want a surface to look like a wave, right, for beauty reasons, you are not worried about the strength and hardness and so on. It is just a decorative surface. The surface is there for beautification purpose. So if waves on the surface make it look very good, then beauty or aesthetic reasons, okay. Appearance, again, appearance, that sometimes call it beauty or call it appearance, that for appearance reasons you need it to be wave-like and so on. But then some technical things, this is beauty, some technical things. Beneficial effects of trapping lubricants between two surfaces. Two surfaces are suppose sliding against each other. Two surfaces are sliding against each other, and you want some liquid to be there as a lubricant between them. So if you deliberately have very, very small waviness, big waviness will be bad. Big waviness will be bad. But if very small waviness is there, then the liquid, which is the lubricant, is trapped between the two sliding surfaces. So if you need to trap the liquid, then this is good. Rough surface requirement, as in handles of certain tools. You know, whenever there is a tool like a knife or a drill or something and you want to hold it, roughness on the handle is a desirable trait. Roughness on the handle is a desirable trait. So if you want roughness, then waviness of a certain size is good.